Welcome back to Midday. We're joined now by Patrick Davey. How are you?
Oh, great. Thank you, Stephanie.
Good. That's awesome. Well, you are the Kamloops Regional Prevention Manager for WorkSafe BC.
That you got it right.
Yeah. And so we're going to talk about, and it's funny because we were talking about this before the show started today, tractors and accidents with tractors. And a lot of people either know someone or were involved in tractor accidents. So it's pretty common.
It is very common. There's a lot of accidents. Look at where we live right now. We got lots of farms, lots of ranches. And the thing is about tractor and equipment, it can be young workers that haven't been trained. It can be experienced workers that have maybe gotten complacent. That's
crazy. I did not know that there were so many tractor accidents. So it's good to know. But what are the most common types of accidents on farms, and how common are they? Like, we know a couple people, but it's really, really common.
Well, one of the most is when people are caught in PTOs, and these are power takeoffs, rotating shafts that power one piece of equipment from another. An example, a tractor and a rototiller, or a tractor and a auger post hole. And what happens is when they're not guarded, when people touch them with a limb or a loose clothing, anything like that, they get drawn in immediately, and they're going to get injured very, very badly.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, too, they're the only one there operating the machine. Nobody there to stop it.
So there's nobody there to see, then it's too late at times. So why should workers and supervisors, employees, hobby farmers like that, why should they be concerned about working around tractors and other farm equipment? Just mainly because of the fact that they are alone and it is such a dangerous equipment?
Again, it happens quite often.
Yeah.
I think one of the statistics we have is that since 2009, there's been 145 serious accidents.
Wow.
And 11 of those have been fatal.
Wow. So it is a lot more common than people
You just don't hear about it.
Yeah. And one of the things you said was the PTO, but what are some other things that can go wrong when you're using the tractors and even other machinery? Some other common...
Well, PTOs, and what's specific about tractors and the dangers? ROPS, rollover protective structures. Most tractors should have ROPS on them, mounted right on them. And also when you've got a ROPS, you should be wearing your seatbelt. We find that 99% of the time, if you roll over in a tractor and you have a ROPS, you have your seatbelt on, you're not injured.
Okay. We have some video that we're going to show as well, some simulated video of some accidents that actually happened.
Yeah.
Next to the road was a steep embankment made up of loose, crumbly soil. A mechanical inspection after the accident found that the tractor's brakes weren't adjusted properly. When fully applied, they locked up the left rear wheel while the right would continue to spin, causing the tractor to veer. While reversing, the tractor likely veered at the edge of the embankment. The soil gave way and the tractor slid sideways and then rolled over, crushing the farmer. The tractor wasn't equipped with a rollover protective structure, or what is known as a ROPS. A tractor operator was transporting a bin full of apples. As he drove down to the bottom of a steep hill, he turned sharply. The tractor overturned, killing the operator. The factory-installed ROPS had been removed. There had been a bumper crop of silage, so plentiful.
So that's what you're talking about, the ROPS there, if that's not installed properly or installed at all.
And what happens is a lot of people have ROPS on, but they take it off.
Oh, why would they do that?
You know, to go into areas where it's a low overhead, certain areas, but they don't put it back on.
Oh. We'll take a look at one more video here.
Facilitate the tractor's entry into low entry barns. Unfortunately, it wasn't reinstalled when a new barn with taller access was built. Except for a few special cases, all agricultural tractors built after January 1st, 1985 are required to have a ROPS. And because of the danger, all tractors, old or new, require ROPS if operated on slopes greater than 20% or on roadways that are less than twice the width of the tractor and have an edge or shoulder with a slope that would allow a rollover. Always wear seatbelts on tractors with ROPS. They keep you in the survival zone. It doesn't matter whether you're young or old, experienced or inexperienced. If you drive a tractor that doesn't have a rollover protective structure and it rolls over, there's a good chance you will die. The statistics say it best. Rollover with no ROPS, 75% chance of dying. Rollover with ROPS and wearing a seatbelt, 99% chance of surviving. stay safe, use a RUPS along with a seatbelt.
So a lot of stuff there that you were talking about, but just more visual of what can happen if you don't have the proper equipment, safety equipment on there. So who's responsible for keeping the farm workers safe?
Ultimately, it's the employer's responsibility.
Yeah. He
should be training the workers so they know how to operate. Also, he should be telling the workers that they have a right to refuse unsafe work. If the operators come up and as you saw, the brakes weren't working, some of the controls weren't working, they should be saying no to unsafe equipment.
And so what are you guys doing to help prevent injury?
At any one time in BC, we probably have about 250 prevention officers, and they look at all kinds of different industries. In agriculture, we have 12 throughout the province, and they deal with a lot of issues, just not related to equipment. They're dealing with confined space, guarding, young and new workers. We're out there all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping them safe. So if you would like more information, you can get a hold of WorkSafe BC. All the info is on the screen there, worksafebc.com. Nice and easy.
Absolutely. Also, there's another organization that can provide a lot of assistance, FARSHA.
Okay.
The Farm and Ranch and Safety Association.
Okay.
And they do a lot of work with farmers, ranchers, they're more of the educational end of it. They're great.
Thank you so much for coming on. That was great information.
Thank you.
We've got more Midday coming up for you right after this.